Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. This is Vickie with VJ Designs. It is morning in my neck of the woods. I don't know about where you are, but whatever time of day it is, I wish you a very happy Thursday. And I am going to do a second part to my recycling greeting cards. This is something really fun, and I haven't done it for a long time. So here we go. This particular card had a very pretty front. I took it off because it has a shine on it like this, and it left, reflection, which isn't very pleasant to look at. So I took that off, and I kind of had it all deconstructed, and then I thought, well, maybe you want to see what it looked like before. So this was the front. These were on here like this with that really pretty insert here. I took these off. This is a large card, as you can see. It's one of those really fancy. This was attached here. And you open it up, it has this pretty cardstock. And then this had this insert on the inside, this pretty paper insert. And let's turn around this way. And so I just cut out who it was from, but again, these were cards that I got from someone else that she was getting rid of. I'm like, okay, I can do something with these. So what I'm going to do is, so I took this apart from the back, and what I'm going to do is cut this down to an A2 size so I can use this pretty cardstock. So let me just cut this to size. That would be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And see how far down I have to go here. And 5 1/2. Okay, so now we have an A2 size card. There's no marks or anything on that. I took, the good part of the cardstock from that. So now what I want to do is kind of reconstruct, put these back on because these are so cute. But what I think I want to do is just wrap that around behind. Put this on top like that. This was coming up from the bottom on the other card, and I think I might go ahead and do that. There is dimension behind these, so just know that if you go to mail these, you're probably going to have to pay a little extra unless it fits through the 1/4 inch slot they have at the post office. Then they charge you for, if it fits through, but you don't want it to go through the machine, most of you probably know this anyway, they have non-machinable stamps that you can buy. They're big blue butterflies, and if you have one of those on there, they know not to run it through the machine. You could also, for precautions, have them put their non-machinable stamp on the envelope. If it does go through the 1/4 inch slot, and you don't care if it goes through the machine, but it weighs more than an ounce, you have to use the 2-ounce stamp, which they have, or a couple stamps. And that'll be fine. It'll go through just fine. If it gets there. That's the other issue. So, I think what I'm going to do here is just apply these back on the front. It's kind of early in the morning for me here. I woke up at 4:30 this morning. I could not go back to sleep. Yeah, so there's that. So I just ended up getting up, spending time in the Word first thing. Then I thought, you know, I'll just come in here. I'm trying to make videos ahead. This one I'm going to put on now. Just to reiterate, I'm having surgery on the 9th of September. So I'm going to be out of commission for a few weeks. As little as possible, but I'm not sure how long it'll take me to get back to being able to craft. Probably at least 4 or 5 weeks. Shoulder surgery is what's happening, but it is on my non-dominant shoulder, so that helps. I won't be completely helpless. So let's just go ahead and glue this down. I'm going to get another dimensional for the back of this first. This is a great way to recycle cards that would normally somebody would just throw out. And if you don't necessarily, this was a Mother's Day card. My mother has been gone since 2012. I miss her every day. But, you know, I'll make a birthday card or something like that out of it for somebody. And let's see. Let's go ahead and just glue this ribbon down back here too. It just shows a little bit of ribbon on the front. Like that. It's cute. If you missed my tip the other day, you have to go back and watch it, but I'll show you. You just get a little jar with a moistened paper towel on the bottom. Put your glue upside down in there, and as long as you're crafting, as long as you put that upside down in your bottle, it will never clog. And I went off and forgot it and left it in there all night the other day, and I took it out to use it, and it worked perfectly. So, yeah. Fun tip. Who knew? All these years we've struggled with that. Simple as that. Okay, so get another dimensional on here. I'm trying not to reach in front of the camera, but there's another idea I have for, like, when you have a whole piece of a card left. I was just going to throw them away, and I thought, no, I just thought of another idea that you can do with, say, these. Well, you could use this as the front of a card, cut it, you know, 4 by 5 1/4 piece, and put that on as your mat on a card. Or there's another idea, you've probably seen these, where you can make little boxes out of recycled cards. I'm going to do another recycle series at Christmas time using Christmas cards. I have a ton of Christmas cards. Well, I guess it helps to glue that part down. I haven't had enough coffee yet this morning, you guys. I've only had 1 cup. So you will find out I am a coffee freak. Oh, I put those dimensionals kind of underneath the part that glues down, so we'll just glue that front of it down like that. I'll hold it down for a second. These kind of cards, I try to, well, that's not going to glue down. Maybe just give to people locally for their birthday or whatever, so I'm not having to pay that extra postage, but, you know, whatever you want to do. So there's the inside of the card, there's the back. I'm going to leave it as it is right now because I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it, but there's a card that was made out of that big, huge card. We recycled it and made another beautiful card out of it. Okay, so there's card number 1. The second one was also a large card. I already did the cutting down. Sorry, but you didn't see it, but just imagine that it was, you know, it was a card about the size of this one. Okay, so I cut this piece out of it. I thought, oh, this will make kind of a cute little slimline card. So we're going to go ahead and glue that down. And usually I try to put a kind of a, you know, a colored mat or something behind, but I didn't do that to this one. Just because I didn't want to cut off too much of the balloons, and I couldn't cut too far over here on this side because I didn't want to cut into the happy birthday. So I think that looks fine. This makes a very cute little card front. And then this was also on the front. I think. No, it was on the inside. Sorry. And it had something else that was wider underneath, but I just cut that part of the sentiment out. And we're just going to mount it on the inside. I did put a mat behind this because I don't particularly like to put white on white. So just mat that on there like that, and then put this on the inside. And when I make these kind of cards, I give them away. I do not resell them because I think that's infringing on somebody's, you know, art that they already did. It's probably a copyright infringement, and I do not want to do that. I'm very conscious about that kind of thing. So I will give these cards away, but this is what you know, it's a good way to recycle your cards. Okay, so there's card number 2. Very cute. You could put, well, you probably put their name or whatever and write something, or you could write over here, put another little strip up here or some embellishments. You know, you could do whatever. I mean, there's possibilities are endless with these cards. And then I'll put my stamp on the back. So there's card number 2. And we're like 15 minutes, so I have enough to do maybe 1 or 2. This one I have all the pieces out. This wasn't quite as big a card, but it was way bigger than this. So I cut this piece out. I thought that was really cute. When it comes to birthdays, we're all in the same boat. So I made a mat, cut this down so it would all fit on an A2 size card. So, you know, glue this down onto the mat. You know, and you may have chosen a different color mat. I almost used a kind of a beige color behind, but didn't make this pop as much. So I like to make things pop. Hope you guys are doing all well today. Don't know if you have any storms going on around in your area or what's going on. We're supposed to get a little rain today, but we'll see. We got a tiny bit of rain yesterday. We need a little bit. I live on a gravel road, so the dust gets the dust has been horrible. So I chose this color to put on the inside. When I make a black, you know, card, you need to put something on the inside you can write on. So there's that. And then, okay, so the front says, when it comes to birthdays, we're all in the same boat. And then the inside said, of course, some of us have been aboard a lot longer, or a little longer. That would be me. So I just cut out this part and part of the card that I didn't use, and I'm mounting it on there. And then we'll just go ahead and attach this on the inside, and we'll have our third card done. So you have room to write their name and love whatever, and if you wanted to, you could add something else over here to write on. Okay, there's card number 3. So cute. You could put other little embellishments on here if you want to, whatever you want to do. But there's you know, of course nobody's gonna have the same, you know, cards that I have. So this one, okay, I kind of left intact so you could see just how big it is. It was a beautiful card. Again, it had the 3 parts. Had this piece inside. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and, this is going to be bigger than an A2 size. Let's see, this is an A2 size card. Well, it would barely fit, but I wouldn't have room for a mat, so I might make 5 by 7 out of this. We'll see how far we get on this. So first of all, I would cut off that front piece. Okay, so I have this. So what I'm going to do is cut this piece out. And then I think I'm going to do the same thing with this. And create a card. We'll do a 5 by 7 size. I have to use my bigger cutter, so we'll do the 5. by 7. And I think I'm going to go ahead and round the corners if I can. This corner down here is already rounded, so we'll try and do this one too. Okay, I like that look. Okay, so now what I want to do is cut this piece down so it'll fit. I love it when the blade is nice and sharp. I just changed it not too long ago. So because it was leaving, you know how it leaves the edges all raggedy and stuff, and I had to use sandpaper on it, and that's not, that's not fun. Okay, so okay, and go ahead and round the edges on here too. I love this corner rounder. Everybody's got different brands in that. This one I've had for a while. Oops. This is kind of peeling off back here, so I'll just peel it off. Oops. Sorry about that. Forgot what I was going to say. Anyway. So, okay. So here we have the beginning of a beautiful card. Okay. So you can, if you want to, like this had the inside, had this insert here. Okay. You could put, you know, one of these down here, but I think it would just, I think this needs to be the focal point on the front. So you could put a mat behind that. A gold mat would be pretty. At the moment, I don't have any. The only thing I have is glittery gold paper. What I do have is some gold. I forget what you call this. It's in a roll. And I'm not even sure where this came from. But I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be fun. This is going to take me forever to get through this. But this is kind of a fun thing to do. It's like gold leafing. I don't know that that's what this is, but so what you can do is just, I think what I'll do is along the edges, let's see, I'm trying to remember which way I do this now. I'll have to try it over here. And okay. You put it up with the shiny side up, I guess like you do in foiling. You just rub it on. I just used my glue stick. And just do that. I mean, it's a really quick and easy way to do some foiling, and this stuff is fun to use. And this roll is going to take me forever to use. I honestly don't know where it came from. I think it was in my father-in-law's stash of stuff that, and I don't know why he would have it. I don't know. I don't know where I picked it up from, but I don't remember buying it or anything. So I'll make sure all my glue is covered. So once that's down, you know, it doesn't come up. Okay, so there I have an edging around. Now look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It's so pretty. And so we'll just go ahead and put this down on the card. And this is I'm gonna call it good because I'm at 26 minutes right now. And I'll probably put some sort of sentiment down here for happy birthday or whatever. That's going to be a very special card for someone. And then I will cover, I will put a strip down the back to cover this. And I will put something on the inside to cover that. And there you go. That's 4 cards we did in less than 30 minutes. Thanks for stopping by, and that is part 2 of recycling greeting cards. I'm planning on doing a third that will come out later. But yeah, I just want to thank you for coming and spending time with me, and just please like this video and make me a nice comment and subscribe if you haven't. All right, thank you guys so much for coming, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.